She works for Box Life and she sells her patches and socks, and they've helped me tremendously. I even tried the Peace ones recently and the Liberty. So I only got the 4 patches of those, but maybe next
Okay.
time I'll reorder some. Because I know the Peace, like when I'm under a lot of stress, I tried it one day and then I just didn't have no worry or anxiety and I felt real good. So so
Yeah, I'll tell you a little story once we get started here. I'll tell you about my latest story with Peace. It's been a wild week. So let me share my screen.
and we have to remind everybody to mute their microphones when the speaker's presenting, but I'm sure everybody knows the rules by now.
Yeah. Slideshow. Okay, so some of this I left in, even though it was part of what we did the last time, just because it's a good reminder, and I like it. So we're gonna move this big green thing. No, come on. The bar. Oh, there. Maybe it'll leave me. All right. So neurohaptics is the science of affecting the brain through touch. If you put your hand close to a hot stove, how long does it take before you know it's hot? Anybody?
Seconds.
Seconds. Exactly. There we go. So my next question then is, does a healthy body need a healthy brain?
Yes,
Anybody?
definitely.
Wave at me.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope so. Because really, your brain is the one that's running the show. We consciously think we're running the show, but we're really not. The brain is doing what it thinks is the highest priority for our best life. We don't always do what is the best priority for our best life. But I want you to think for a second about a place that is calm and quiet and would be the perfect place for you to be. Okay, I'm going to show you mine. Mine was the middle of Lake Boca in Boca Raton, and that's my boat. And the water was blue and the air was warm. And if I could be right there, that's the best place to be. Now, I want you to think of a crazy place in your life, like chaos reigns. This is a picture of the 401 East, which is a very busy highway in Toronto. And unfortunately, this second picture is where most of our brains are all the time. So if I can get your brain to go back to the boat or the porch swing or the beach or whatever it is that's your space, and I can do it fairly quickly, is that something that would interest anybody? Just wave.
Yes.
Right? All right. So this is how fast this works. This is a friend of mine, Dr. Mark DeBrinket. He is a chiropractor, and this is going to show you, hopefully you can hear it. But hang on, we're going to stop. Oh, and I don't really care about Grammarly. Thank you very much. We have to listen to Grammarly for 5 seconds.
Quickly. About
there we go.
Specifically by.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you pretty much what he's saying, and that is that what you're going to see is specifically his limbic system and what happens when he puts his feet on the insole. So the whole company started with insoles and socks, and the last time I talked to you, that's pretty much what we had was insoles and socks. This is a relatively old video. It's about 3 years old, and this is how excited Dr. Mark was when he could see with a brain map what the difference was. So that thing that he has on his head is a cap, and it's got a bunch of receptor things that are touching his skull. And those are hooked up to his QEEG brain mapping machine. So let's see.
the limbic system only. And then I'm gonna step on the insole and watch what happens to the limbic system, which controls your emotions and how you feel. This is my limbic system on my feet. Just got placed on the insole, and we want it all green.
I'm unable to see the video. Is everybody else having the same problem?
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Okay, let me make it bigger.
Mine, I just see his name in a purple back screen.
Right.
Okay, is that better now?
No,
Oh,
Yeah, I only see a purple screen with his name.
okay,
what-
hang on.
exactly.
We're gonna try something different. And we're going to share this, which will share whatever's on my screen. Now, can you see him?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
perfect. See, this is learning 101 as to what screen you have to share.
Mhm.
Okay,
You're about to see specifically my limbic system only. And then I'm gonna step on the insole and watch what happens to the limbic system, which controls your emotions and how you feel.
okay, did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to step on the insoles. What we're seeing is his limbic system, which is emotions and how you feel. And that cap on his head, like I said, is attached to this machine. You can see what looks like a rainbow on his belly that's a strap of wires.
This is my limbic system on my feet. Just got placed on the insole, and we want it all green.
Okay, so he put his feet on, and you can see that whole thing has turned green. Oh, now don't you be doing that. Go away.
The reset.
Stop. Exit full screen. And you can go away, and we can go back to here. Where were we? Here. Okay, so studies indicate, I'm just going to do it this way rather than the big, no. I'm correct. Okay, studies indicate that an average of 36% improvement in overall brain function, with some people having a much higher rate, as much as 60. Neurofeedback, which is what this gentleman was using to help with brain function, was only known to show a 3 to 5% increase over months of training. So this is how fast we're seeing a difference. It is only when you're attached to the technology, whether your feet are on the insoles or the socks or what have you, but it's a significant difference. So now we have a list of symptoms of fibromyalgia. And I want you to take a look and see which ones are you and how many of those you have. This isn't a test. This isn't an evaluation in any way, shape, or form. But these are just, and my OCD is kicking in and saying that if they're not lined up properly, but low energy exhaustion, unexplained nerve pain, sensitivity to touch or the environment, muscle joint stiffness, memory issues, muscle spasms, difficulty concentrating, chronic headaches, irritable bowel, depression, trouble sleeping, tingling in your hands, painful periods, cognitive issues. We've all heard of fibrofog, anxiety, dizziness, restless leg. Is there one that I didn't put on there that you deal with? Anybody?
What about irritable bladder, like interstitial cystitis?
Ooh. Yuck,
Mhm.
yuck. All right. So everybody's got at least one, right?
Yes, most of them,
Most of them.
most of them.
Most of them.
All
Yeah.
right. So we're going to keep things simple. We're really not talking about socks and insoles today, although they do still exist. They are the initial patterns. And really the way this works, and I'm going to get into it a little bit more now. It's a little bit like Braille, or when you put your hand close to something hot. Those receptors on your skin pick up the messages that are sent, whether it be in the bumps in the Braille, whether it be the heat, or whether it be the pattern that's in the patches. And they work a little bit like a QR code. So when your phone camera sees that QR code, it does magical things and takes you to a website. This is our version of a QR code. This is actually a Liberty patch. And I don't know, depends on how far away I am from the screen, whether or not I can actually see those ridges. But there are ridges that form a pattern that looks a little like a thumbprint on that patch. Can everybody see that? So that's our version of a QR code. So how does this work? When the neuroreceptors on your skin come in contact with the pattern, a response is triggered, sending information to your central nervous system. Just like when you shake, that we just did a minute ago, that's sending a message to your nervous system saying movement, movement, and movement is medicine. So this affects the body. The central nervous system processes the information and activates commands for your peripheral nervous system, which is the outside piece, from regulating pain to maintaining motor function. Up there. Thank you. Motor control and balance. And then you feel the difference. The effects are immediate. However, you may or may not feel the difference. You can see how fast it worked with that brain scan. But like I said, your brain has its own agenda. So you may think that the pain in your right wrist is what's most important to get rid of. But it could be that you're out of balance on something else and your brain's going to go to that first, which can be very frustrating. So since we last spoke, lots of cool things have happened. We are still 100% drug-free because there's no drugs in there. Immediate and proven benefits. I'm going to show you a couple of studies. We have over 1 million happy customers since last August when they launched these patches. This is only the patches since last August. And that number was tallied as of January. The big exciting thing is we are now FDA registered. And people say, okay, but what about FDA approved? So here's the difference. FDA registered is for products or equipment that go through the testing with the FDA, but there is nothing ingested. FDA approval is only for things that are ingested. So there are patches that have vitamins in them. There are other patches that have chemicals in them for pain. Those would have to be FDA approved because your body is absorbing something. We are not FDA approved because we are considered a class 1 medical device. Okay. Amazing clinical trial results that we'll talk about in a minute. 30-day money back guarantee. Very few of my people send them back. 95% positive user rating. And the beauty of the patches is we don't have to wait for them to come from China because they're made in Minnesota at the 3M plant. So let's introduce the Super Patch family. And as we go through, I'd like, before I do it, I'd like you to say whether or not that would be helpful for any of those symptoms that we had earlier. So, Liberty, normally I do these in alphabetical order, but I'm not going to today. So I might get a little mixed up. Liberty targets the brainstem. This one affects balance, strength, flexibility, pain management. This is the one that the last time I presented, I had harmony patches and I had you doing that balance test. This patch, now Liberty, is better than that old harmony patch, but this one is like the key to the front door. If all of your other symptoms are in specific rooms, this one gets you in the front door because it's working with your brainstem. Okay. Flow. We're going to go across the top. Flow looks like this. It's purple. And it targets executive functioning areas of the brain. So this enhances clarity, memory, great for cognitive decline, great for fibrofog. And I just told you that you were supposed to do that yourself, and then I gave you a hint. I love this one. Defend is, if I had to pick only one patch, it would be Defend. So this one is blue. And this one, and I'm going to show you a little more about this one in a few minutes. Oops, showed you the wrong side. So this one I wear because when I do, I don't have to worry about my allergies. And it was interesting. I was starting to get a drippy nose. Just a drippy nose, not feeling bad any other way, just a drippy nose. And it was crazy. But when I wear my Defend patch, it doesn't happen. So I can tell if all of a sudden my nose starts dripping, I'm like, when did I last change my Defend patch? So this one takes your red blood cells. I'm going to show you a slide on that one in a minute. REM, optimize sleep. Whoops, that's not good. Wasn't supposed to click on it. Optimize sleep technology. So this one is a pale purple. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that one again in a minute. That one's all about sleep. And then Ignite. Where's my Ignite? Ignite. The images for marketing for this one are kind of funny. This one targets the hypothalamus and the brainstem, and it ups your metabolic rate. So the images for this one are the picture of a couch with a pizza box. Basically saying you can sit and eat pizza and watch Netflix and burn up to 25% more calories if you have this pattern. I'm not sure I like it because I'm one that says movement is medicine. So yes, you're going to burn more calories if you're sitting on the couch or just sitting here listening to this presentation. But I still want you to move. That's just me. Joy. Joy is one of our newest patches. Targets the emotion regulation areas of the brain. When you're having a bad day, you're in a funk, and you're just like, slap a joy patch on. I have not done that yet, but I do have a friend who I talked to her last night, and she says, you're not going to believe this. But I woke up yesterday and I was in a massive funk. And nothing was going right, and they've got lots of chaos going on. And she says, Ron's her husband, and put a joy patch on me. I kind of think of it as like, okay, quit being grumpy here. Let me give you this. Right? And she said within minutes, her brain had changed. And she was like, okay, I can get this stuff done. I can do this. So with a 30-day money back guarantee, I probably should just have a package open just for those grumpy people in my life. Victory is very similar to Liberty. It's marketed to our athletes because it adds some muscle recruitment, but it's again, the better balance, strength, flexibility, pain management, recovery time. So what we suggest to our athletes is that they wear Liberty to train and then Victory for game day, because it's that added boost, right? It's just going to give you that much more for game day. I'm not an athlete. Why would I have an open package of Victory? Because I pretended to be in my 30s and help my kids move and carry big, heavy things. Sometimes on days when I have way more jam-packed in, including running with the dog, than I have time for. That's when I will tap in a Victory. I've also had great success with people with Victory to notice, particularly people that have had pain that goes on for a long time. And if Liberty and Freedom don't work together, Victory and Freedom generally make a difference. Focus. It's that time of year. All the kids have gone back to school. This targets the function areas of the brain. So focus for studying, playing, everyday tasks. I say that the flow patch takes all those squirrels that I have all over distracting me, puts them in a big bunch, and focus lines them up. Freedom targets pain. I had a sore shoulder the other night and slapped one of those babies because I really need a massage. Didn't have time or an appointment to have a massage. So I slapped one of those babies on my shoulder and I still want a massage. However, I'm not in as much pain. Hickit is another one of our new ones. This targets the pathways between thought and action. So if you're trying to quit smoking, quit eating sugar, quit drinking, quit negative self-talk, whatever the thing is that you're trying to quit, that Hickit patch goes in between thought and action, and it gives you that much more of a pause to say, wait a minute, I wasn't going to do that. Okay. Peace. What a great one to end with. There are 11, and this is the last one. Peace targets the stress and anxiety centers of the brain, calming you and allowing you to think. And my mother is 80 years old, and she went on a European cruise. And she came home with COVID and pneumonia.
Mm.
I'm going to back it up just for a second. And she's an asthmatic. And she's on meds for rheumatoid arthritis. So her immune system is already depressed. I think the best I saw her was the day after she got home, which was Friday. And then things started to go downhill. And so by last Tuesday, we had her in Emerge. And that was stressful. And then thought things were getting a little better. And then they took a nosedive again. And so I've been wearing my peace patch, and I've been able to I knew she was going to be fine. She's a very strong woman. She's a very stubborn woman. She's not very happy at the speed that she's recovering. But the peace patch just allowed me the calm to make the decisions that needed to be made and not lose it emotionally. So some studies, human performance technology. So this is about the Liberty patch, right? This one is targeting the brainstem. We're going to go through it fairly quickly. So 15 degrees more range of motion, 17% more eccentric force, 22% more power, 17 velocity and eccentric, and 30% improved balance and stability. Okay, so let's go back to defend. This is what this person's brain looked like with nothing. Okay, and these Brodmann areas are parts of the brain that is the gut-brain axis. So 1 hour post, now it says Neurovax, it's our old name. It used to be Neurovax, now it's Defend, and it's better now. So this is 1 hour post and 12 hours post. So you can see it settling down. How does it settle down? It settles down because these red blood cells that are all clumped together, and you can see this here, I can't make it any bigger, but they're literally clumped together, and that's due to stress, it's due to anxiety, it's due to frequencies in the environment. It's called rouleau. So what this patch does is it takes those red blood cells and separates them out so that you can, excuse me, so that you can have better blood perfusion. A capillary, which is the smallest blood vessel in your body, will only take 1 red blood cell at a time. When they're all clumped together, the blood can't go through. So now that they're single, better blood perfusion. I don't know if you can see this. This is again 1 hour past and 12 hours past. So you can see that they're much more round and separated. I need to use a better picture for that next time. Freedom. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to show you the, see if I can make it work. I'm going to show you the study. Go away, I don't want to tour. All right, so in anesthesia and pain research, they did a study using this patch. This is the Freedom patch. Okay, and that's going to tell you. So very quickly, in the results showed statistically, let me make this bigger so I'll read it, and I don't need to have cheaters on. There we go. So the results showed statistically significant decreases in pain severity and interference scores after using the Freedom patch. After 14 days, so it was a 14-day trial, the vast majority of patients reported less or a lot less usage of oral medication and were very or extremely satisfied with the patch. Results also showed statistically significant and positive outcomes in all measured quality of life components, with improvements in general activity, mood, relations with other people, sleep, normal work, walking ability, and enjoyment of life. Okay, just by putting a pain patch on. While we are here, we're going to look at the other one, which is sleep. So there was another 14-day study, this time with our REM patch. And this one showed statistically significant decreases in the amount of time it took people to fall asleep, an increase in the number of hours of sleep, and improvement in the quality of sleep. Okay. So we're going to jump back over, and I can, if you want to read the whole study, I have the links. That's not a problem. It might make you go to sleep. All right, where? Okay, so this is somebody else before the REM patch. All right, so their awake time decreased 19 minutes. REM, which is when you're dreaming, increased 15. Light remained constant, and the deep increased by 1 hour and 43 minutes.
Oh,
Okay. In my case last night, now I don't have it before because I've been wearing them for a bit, but whoop, I was trying to move the picture and it didn't move. This was me last night. Deep sleep, 64%, when the reference for normal is 10 to 40. Now, this includes all of the REM sleep as well. So that's just giving you an idea.
Hmm.
Ignite, this is the one with the metabolism. So this is before the patch. This person was burning 2,226 kilocalories at rest. And with the patch, same person, we're now up to 2,598. Okay. Just some medical people. And these are actually old quotes. It's really cool to see how things are growing. I can let you read them all. You don't need me to read them, right? I need a sip of water. So I call my business Socks on the Dock. And how do Socks on the Dock fit in? This young lady, we lost a week before her 104th birthday. But on her 100th birthday, I needed a present. And she wanted balance. She was afraid of falling. She had friends who had fallen, broken a hip, and died. And this picture is actually that weekend of her 100th birthday. And so I read a Facebook post by a friend of mine that talked about these socks and got grandma a pair of socks. That's where the socks come from. The dock is that 6 years ago when I started with the company, I was living full-time on that boat. I was living in Boca Raton. And who wears socks on a dock? Right? Generally, most of my friends that are on a dock, particularly in the warmer weather, are in flip-flops. You don't generally go barefoot because there's slivers in the dock. So you're going to have some sort of footwear on, but socks are not very visible on the dock. So that's where Socks on the Dock came in. Huh. So this is where you can find the patterns, socksonthedock.com. Now, there are actually two different sites. If you're still interested in socks and insoles, then we have to go to voxlife.com. And if you're interested in patches, then it's superpatch.com. And those won't link because that's okay. You can't link from there. So this is how you find me. I'd love to say that I'm always sitting on the dock. But not really. Not really. So super patches help you release pain, burn calories, deal with stress, kick habits, perform, recover, move, sleep, focus, think, and more like never before. Questions? Any questions? I blasted through that really fast. I am going to stop my share so that I can see all of you, because otherwise I can only see a couple of you. There we go. So questions, comments, yes, you can wear all 11 at the same time. And if you're going to wear all 11, I'm going to suggest you become an associate, because the one thing I didn't tell you is that a package of 28 is $60 unless you're an associate. If you're an associate, they're $45. It does make it a little easier, a little less expensive to do that. And there is nothing that says that if you are an associate for your own personal use, kind of like a wholesale membership, there's nothing that says that you have to do anything or buy any particular amount. If that's something anybody's interested in. I mean, I can show you about that, but that's not my purpose here, is to, oh, let's get everybody signed up and, right, that's That's not my purpose. My purpose is to show you that there are other ways that do not have side effects that might be able to help some of what you guys are dealing with.
A question.
Absolutely.
The one for pain,
Yep.
like if you have pain all over, obviously you can't put patches everywhere. Do you recommend a spot that you put the patch if your
I
pain
would.
is everywhere?
Yeah, I would put the pain patch where the pain is the worst. You may find that it balances and it goes away all over your body, but we do recommend that you put it, as close to the pain as possible. Like you're not going to put it, if the pain is at the end of your elbow, you're not going to put it there because the patch isn't going to stick.
Uh-huh.
Okay. My knee has been bothering me, so I've been wearing my knee brace and putting a pain patch just a little bit higher or lower on my leg. I don't know what I've done. Probably ran in the sand funny or something. But yes, you can wear more than one patch at once. There are some cool ways to make things a little less expensive. One is to go on what they call a smart ship, and then they send you the 28 pack, and they also send you an additional 4 pack. So you end up with 32 instead of just 28. And that's a monthly auto ship kind of thing. And you can change it. So you can change which patch you want to use. Okay.
How long do you leave the patch on?
24 hours. Cindy, I'm gonna poke at you here. Tell us some of your stories with the patches.
Well, actually, just now, like a few minutes ago, when I had to turn off my camera, and you know how you were saying about your nose starts watering? 'Cause
Dripping?
yes, well, my allergies, I thought I was catching a cold, but I think it was mostly in allergies today. It's still a little watery, sorry. I had to put on the defend. You can put them anywhere basically, so I just put it on my arm.
Oh,
So that really does help with that in my immune system too. Like I should have put it on more last week when I had a cold because I was out for like maybe 4 or 5 days. I think I only probably used it once or twice, but I have to put it on every day. But
Yeah, I do. I put it on every day, and I didn't remember this morning when I changed my patch that I was going to be presenting. Normally when I'm doing a presentation, I'll do exactly what you did. I'll put it here
Mhm.
so that I can show somebody and it's easy. Sometimes I'll put it on my upper chest where I can just pull my shirt down. But this morning I put them on my backside, so I'm not telling you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but-
You just have to believe me that I have patches on, that's all.
And I put the pink one, you can't probably see the pain one back here on my shoulder. I love wearing the pain patches. And sometimes I'll put them on my sides by my hips and stuff. And then I'll like use, sometimes I'll put one of the patches down by my feet and my lower ankle, like when I'm walking stuff. And then I wear the socks too.
Yeah, currently I have insoles in my slippers, I have socks on, and I only have 2 patches on. I have a defend patch and a flow patch on. But you know what's sad is that, and I'm just going to be completely honest with you, I had 1 package of Peace that was a complete package left. It was all I had left in my stock.
Oh
And the
no.
other day when I was like, I really should just put a Peace patch on, it would make things so much better, but I only have 1 package. Why would I do that to myself? I had 3 people say to me, you're worth it. You can order more for other people.
Mhm.
You need it. You have it. Why aren't you using it?
Mhm. You should. I gotta order some more of those Peace patches soon. They really do help with stress and anxiety. Oh man.
Do
I was
they?
under a lot of stress when my sister was in the hospital twice, and then I had to do all this running around, and then I got a cold when I was from going to the hospital. That same night I got sick. So I was like all run down and everything. All that stress really built up, and then I was having pain all over. Oh, I was just terrible. But
Stress does that, right? The stress then
Mhm.
brings your immune system down.
it's probably what
So
happened.
then even if you got the defend on, then you're weaker, right?
Mhm.
I have a question. I seem to develop an irritation to those plastic patches. When I go to take the stuff off, I have capillaries that show up towards my skin. I am very fair, but it's like it never goes away. So I don't know if you have people that are allergic to the stuff. And also with my feet, I have no arch in my foot of my and a bunion and kind of like things that are like structurally damaged. So having a patch on, I don't know about that too.
So in your feet, I might recommend that you have the socks because there is an arch support built into those socks.
Mhm.
So that'll give you a lower level version of the pattern that's called Liberty. That's the balance, strength, flexibility, pain management one.
Okay.
That's the only pattern that is in socks and insoles. So that one, I would suggest that. As far as the reaction to the adhesive goes, I have found both my daughter and my mother-in-law had issues initially, and it was the Defend patch that we were using. So we thought that perhaps it was, bringing the toxins and things closer to the skin in order to release them. And then of course they get trapped behind that piece of plastic. So I always recommend that you don't put the patch on exactly the same place every day, because then you're blocking that area of skin all the time. The other thing that I do is, so in that case, when I wear my Defend patch, I just switch hips. Like, so they go to a different spot on my back, on my lower back. But the other thing that I have done is found something called skin prep. And skin prep is it's like a spray-on Band-Aid. It provides a layer of protection or sealer between your skin and the patch. And that worked. We did that with my mother-in-law. And at that point, the old Neurovax patches were 48 hours. So I think it took 2 or 3 patches of putting the skin prep on first and then the patch. And then after that, she's had no problem. She doesn't need the skin prep anymore.
Is that a drugstore thing, or is that just something that they sell through their products?
I know that I've seen it on Amazon. In fact, that's where I got mine. Not necessarily being crazy around farms. Let me look quick and see if it's like in Walgreens or something.
Yeah.
So there's little wipes or there's a spray. Oh, gee, of course. Amazon is the first link.
Okay.
To your door meds, Amazon. Now it's going to give me my pharmacies here. But it's called Skin Prep, and it's by Smith and Nephew.
Okay. I'll check into it. Thank you.
And it works for everything, like Band-Aids. Like if you have an issue with any of those adhesives, I would highly recommend that. And then then the stuff sticks and it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, I don't have latex allergy, but yeah, it's just some sensitivity, I'm the kind of person, when I had a TB shot, it always reacted to whatever reactant was. So I guess I'm just the lucky one, but thanks.
At least you're lucky, right?
Yeah.
I love the socks because it helps me so much with balance and walking. And sometimes when I'm out walking with my mom, she's like, Cindy, you're walking way too fast. Usually she's way ahead of me. Sometimes, like if I forget to wear the socks or I'm feeling kind of tired or something, then she's ahead of me. But usually when I'm wearing the socks, I'm like, I'm
Good.
walking so fast. I love them.
Yeah, I again, right? I've got all these socks for other people, and I put a hole in my pair. So I was a good girl. I actually gave myself a pair of socks. Yeah.
Good.
How do you, is there a particular way you're supposed to wash the socks, or are they supposed to be hand washed or in a regular washing machine?
Yeah, I throw them in the washing machine. I air dry them because they're, $30 a pair
Mhm.
for the short ones. And so I'm in a rental and I don't trust the dryer. So I air dry a lot of things.
I have a
How
question.
in the dry? Go ahead.
What material are your socks made out of?
So that depends on the style. The athletic socks, which are the ones that have that arch support in them, are primarily nylon. They're more of a sport sock. Look and see if I have one right here, because I'm right beside my laundry room. I have a very tiny house, so it doesn't take me long to go anywhere in this. Oh yeah, these are the ones with the hole. I'll show you the one without the hole. So there's the pattern. Okay, here. And this here is your arch support.
Mhm.
But these are definitely more nylon. They give your foot a hug. And then there are wellness socks, which are diabetic approved. And those are more cotton. Does that help?
Yep, thank you.
Do the wellness ones have the support or just the athletic ones?
The wellness ones have more of a cushion on the bottom. They're really geared towards diabetics. They're also at a crew height. The athletics come in a no-show and a mini crew and a crew and a knee high. I'm just putting those links
Thanks.
into the chat. Okay, so that first one, that one will take you to the site that will have the socks and the insole. And okay. The other thing that is really cool is that your first order online is 25% off. And, oh, wait a minute, Cindy, let's do this. Hang on, don't anybody order from those links that I just gave you, because if we give you Cindy's link, and you order, Cindy, when you order your first one, Cindy gets a $30 credit in her account. So let me find out. Cindy, I might have to send that to you.
Okay.
Okay. Because I have to figure out how to figure out what that is. Janet, do you know how to do that?
No, I don't. My husband's the expert.
Okay. So I will figure that out and I will get that to you. But yeah, so that's our referral program. It's called Brand Champion. And so if Cindy is the one that loves them and Cindy says, hey guys, this is great, and you purchase and you use her link, which still connects you to me, by the way.
Good.
So if you have questions, Cindy's not like, I don't know. Right? She'll come to me with questions. And then she gets the credits. And going forward, 5% of every order that you make going forward, you're connected to Cindy. And then if Cindy decides one day, you know what, I'm getting all this, so I'm good, I'll stay this way. Or maybe she'll say, you know what? I think I want to be an associate. And then if she becomes an associate, then all of you go with her. So she already has some customers. Janet, you have a question. Look how good you are putting your hand up.
Well, I was just, I was just gonna say that Cindy, if anyone wants to order through Cindy, they give Cindy their email address and Cindy logs on to her little customer account, types in their email address, and they'll get a special link to order from.
There we go.
You
They've
have-
made it really
But that's
easy.
the easier way to do it. Yeah. Yeah. If
So
I was,
Cindy, have you
I
used the
thought it was-
socks as well? Have you used the socks as well as the patches?
Oh, yes, I have both actually, the
Okay.
patches and the socks. Some of the socks got like really ripped, so I had to reorder some new ones. So of course that happens, like, and then
Mhm.
patches, like I wish I can get all of them, but I can't because they're like $60, like she said. But
Yeah.
if you get the annual auto ship, then you get the 4 extra patches and stuff like that.
With the
But I
monkey.
noticed the patches that I use the most are the Defend patches and the pain patch, the Freedom ones. And now I'm starting to use the Peace ones for stress and anxiety. And what was the, I tried testing out Liberty too, I think a couple times as well. So those are the ones I have tried. So
Janet, any thoughts? Pacelli?
oh wait, which Janet? There's 2 of them.
That's what I said. I had to say Pacelli because I'm like, wait a minute.
Where's the other Janet?
Janet, the other Janet's JC Plymouth gal.
Oh, God, JC, that's what they called me in high school, JC. Do I have any thoughts on?
What's your favorite patch?
Well, I've been wearing 3 for the last couple of months. Flow is my favorite because it just helps me get stuff done. I'm pretty typical of a procrastinator, but when I wear that, I find I'm just like, oh, let me do this. I just like take care of things. So it just kind of helps me. It helps keep me grounded. But I'm a sock wearer, and I pretty much wear my socks daily, and they keep my pain at bay and like gone. So I love the socks, and I do wear the Flow patch. I wear the Defend patch because I know that it's helping my blood circulate and my immune support. And I do wear the Ignite patch and sometimes the Kick It because I do have a pretty big sugar habit. And those 2 patches, the Ignite and the Kick It patch, help me with the sugar cravings. And they do help me with some weight loss. So those are my faves, but I do love the socks. And then I wear the Flow patch and Defend almost every day.
Yeah. So if we were to go back to that list of, let me see if I can find it here. Back to the list of
Symptoms.
symptoms. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I jumped to the thing, but then I didn't share my screen. So there's a patch for that, right? So can you, this is kind of a quiz time. I want you to keep track in your head as to which patch you think does which patch you would use in each situation, and tally them up. And then the person who has the most, I'm going to send a 4-pack of whatever they want, other than I can't send a 4-pack of Ignite because it only comes in 28. And I can't send a 4-pack of Kick It because it's the same. Those are the 2 that don't come in 4-packs. So low energy and exhaustion. Think about which one you think would be there. Okay, everybody's got it either written down or in their head. We're just gonna go on the honor system here.
Hmm.
So that one would be liberty. Unexplained nerve pain,
The freedom patch.
freedom. Yep. This one might be interesting. Sensitivity to touch.
Freedom, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna accept freedom and liberty on that one. Which kind of sensitivity to the environment. Ooh, kind of
Defend.
just, yeah. Defend. Good job. Okay, we got to give everybody at least a second to think about it. Muscle joint stiffness. There's actually 3 options. And if you get all 3, you get 3 points.
Joint stiffness.
Actually, there could probably be 4 now that I think of it. All right, anybody want to pop in and guess? Muscle and joint stiffness. So that one's going to be liberty, because that's your mobility one. So it's also going to be victory.
Mm.
I'm talking and nobody's hearing me because I was still on mute.
Not only that,
And-
Cheryl, you weren't in the 4 people that I see, so I didn't even see your mouth moving.
I know. Victory, freedom, and what's that other one? I had it, but let's see. I'd say, I don't know, I'd say liberty, but
Yep. Liberty, victory, freedom. And the other one that I was kind of questioning might be defend.
Hmm.
Because if you've got better blood flow, right, it might actually help with the muscle and joint stiffness. Memory issues.
whoa.
Low.
Oh, bingo. Muscle spasms.
Hmm. Liberty and defend, maybe. And what's that
Yeah,
other one?
liberty, victory for sure.
What about freedom?
Again, which one? Yeah. Freedom for the pain.
Mhm.
Yep. Difficulty concentrating.
Flow,
Flow.
Yeah. Flow and or focus,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Chronic headaches.
freedom,
Yep.
uh,
Liberty might work there too. Irritable bowel.
hmm.
So I can tell you stories of that one. It takes a little while. It's not like, oh, let's put a patch on and 24 hours later, my IBS settled down. Doesn't work that way. But definitely liberty.
Liberty.
Yep. Definitely liberty in that one. I haven't asked, but I might think Ignite might do something there too. Not sure. Depression
Peace,
Peace.
and or
hmm.
What's the one for your mind?
Victory. Night.
Flow. No.
Victory? No.
Focus, no.
you got to find me though.
Joy.
Joy. There's been some great stories of people having their depression scores go down markedly with that one. Okay. Trouble sleeping, poor sleep quality.
Brown,
That's an easy one.
brown,
Yep. Tingling in hands or feet or other extremities. Well, I guess those are the only extremities we have. We got a tail.
Mm. Sometimes tingling in the hands can cause pain.
Yeah.
In some people, so I'd say freedom.
Could do, definitely liberty,
Mhm.
definitely liberty. Painful periods,
Freedom again.
yep. And liberty and defend, believe it or not, because there's that whole blood flow thing again, right?
Hmm.
Cognitive issues, fibro fog,
Focus.
Flow,
focus and flow. Yep,
flow.
yep. Anxiety,
Peace.
Joy.
yep. Dizziness,
I'd say defend and liberty.
yep.
Mhm.
And really what you have to remember with liberty is it's that whole brain stem, right? It's not just the mobility, it's brain stem. So it's putting your brain into a better balance. Last one, restless leg. Mary Lou, you're sideways in my picture now all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
because I'm on a low battery, so I had to.
Okay.
For some reason, restless legs go along it at nighttime.
Huh?
When you're sleeping, so I'd say REM.
Okay.
And let's see.
Peace.
You know what? I'll accept that. I would go with liberty because I know that my restless legs stopped when I started wearing socks to bed, long before there were patches.
Hmm.
Wow.
And part of the reason there are patches is because people don't like to wear socks to bed. And these things all work better when you wear them 24/7. And I mean, not the same pair of socks 24/7. They do need to get washed. They are antibacterial, but you still need to wash them. Yeah, so and people in hot climates and things like that. And really, I mean, the socks are made in China, so it takes them longer to get here. I mean, not when you order them specifically, but there were all kinds of other things. And when he could put patterns into, when there are multiple patterns and they can be put into plastic here in North America, it just makes that much more sense. And I mean, how many pair of socks are you going to wear? Right? If he's got, and how do you choose? Today, I need one sock that's this and one sock that's that. But then you still only have 2 feet. So you've only got a choice of 2 things. Whereas you want all 11 patches on, you go for all 11. All right. So 1, 2. So there were 17 symptoms, but we said that there were multiple. So who has what numbers? Anybody want to give me their numbers?
17. I was
Ooh.
guessing. I was guessing.
Didn't keep track?
You go, girl.
Yeah.
No.
I only had 3.
Okay. Oh, you answered more than 3 right.
Mhm.
I know you did. Janet.
It's, I mean, there's at least 10, you know,
Okay.
at different times, if the weather, the barometric, blah, blah, blah. So, you know,
Okay, so hang on a minute. I don't think I made myself clear. My thing was, if you could guess the correct patch to go with the symptom, if you guessed the right one, you got a point. For
Mhm.
those ones that had 3, if you guessed all 3, you got 3 points.
Mhm.
So what I'm asking you to do now is to count up how many you got right.
Yeah,
I need to keep track.
That's why I said I know
that was
Dorothy.
about,
So 17 is our highest.
Yeah, I think Cheryl got more than anybody.
Yeah.
I think so.
We should have kept her muted. Okay, it's recorded, Cindy. I'm laughing.
Yeah, do it again. Do that laugh again, Beth.
My laughs are all different.
There it goes.
There we go. All right. All right. So Cheryl
Is the champion.
is the champion. All right. We're gonna make Cheryl an associate. She's gonna do a training.
Right?
if I'm ever here.
Wait, no, not doing that.
World traveler.
Do you still go to Boca, by the way?
Pardon?
You still go to Boca, by the way?
I haven't been to Boca. That silly well, first my stepdaughter and then the pandemic got in the way. We will get back there eventually, but right now we're in this cute little cottage right on Lake Erie. So we're about 20 minutes to half an hour from Niagara Falls. So if that gives
Nice.
you a point of reference as to where I am, yeah, so I mean, if I go across the street, I can see the marina, I can see my boat, but it's out of the water.
Nice.
So I just, if I want to go, to Florida, I just have to go visit Janet Pacelli because she's in St. Augustine.
Oh, so she's there?
Yep.
What part of Florida are you in?
I'm in St. Augustine.
That's where we're headed next year.
To live?
To visit in April.
Okay.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I was just there in April. It was beautiful. And it was warm and toasty and Janet's wonderful.
Cool.
And I get to see her again in November because we have a big event in Orlando in November. So
Oh, wow.
Gonna be fun.
Any questions?
Very good. Thank you.
Oh,
And
you're
thank you
welcome.
again.
Thank you.
I just like to be able to share drug-free. I mean, the side effects, they just put my mother on some new meds in order to get this under control. And the side effects and the pages that you have to read about what this, that, or the other thing do
Wow.
are just mind-boggling, right? So we can settle some of these but with our own body doing it without side effects. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
Cindy, you have homework.
Mhm.
You need to go into your account and where it says share with my friends or something, then put in whoever's email addresses that want you to. You don't have to send it to everybody. And then your link will be in there and then go from there.
So I just go where it says, well, I'm not on there right now, but where it says referral to friends or just is there a link or something I have to go to?
I'm just going there now. I don't want socks on the dock at Gmail. I did all my updates on my computer yesterday.
Mhm.
So all of my wow. Normally you type in socks on the dock into Google. Oh, that's why, because all of a sudden Yahoo decided to jump in the mix here. I don't want Yahoo.
I'm sorry again that your Facebook was hacked in the summer.
Oh,
We
was
couldn't
so
finish the
crazy.
presentation.
It took me 10 days to get it back.
Mm-mm.
People are trying to do that all over the place.
Oh, it's just
Crazy.
ridiculous.
It's like, why? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Cindy, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it'll say refer a friend, get $30, but you got to scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then in fact, I'm going to copy and paste that and put it right into the chat. There we go.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So now you can shake, rattle, and roll.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I know for me, if I'm shaking, there's going to be a little rattling going on.
Oh, you're awesome, Beth. I'm glad you're part of the group.
Oh, I'm glad I'm a part of the group. It's great to learn and other things that from other people that you have on. And now that I'm no longer working at that silly West Marine, and now that Mom's on the mend, I might actually make a couple more meetings.
All right.
So, all right. So I'm going to pop off. You are all welcome to. I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.